So this video will be my Marvel's Avengers Update 2.4 review. The update did just come out yesterday, but I managed to get a decent amount of hands-on time with it yesterday, and in my opinion, there's not really a lot to review here, but I do think they do add some good content here. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about everything that I've seen in this update, including some stuff that they kind of just slipped in there but didn't mention. So if you enjoyed this video today, feel free to like and subscribe for future Marvel content. So the first thing I'm going to go ahead and talk about is obviously the main thing of Update 2.4, which is going to be an overhaul to the ongoing 2-week events that rotate out, right? So right now, the event that's going on is the Tachyon Anomaly, which ends in 2 weeks because it literally just started yesterday. And then the one that just ended before Update 2.4 was the Cosmic Threat event. And they obviously focus on different things. You know, there's the Red Room one that comes back, there's Corrupted Vibranium, and so on. And they all give a different piece of gear from a specific set. At least now they definitely have a more defined set from what I see. They each give gear from a very specific different set, and there's no overlap. To be honest, I never really focused on the events before, so I wouldn't be able to tell you if there was overlap in the gear that you got. I'm pretty sure a couple of them gave like the same type of hero sets, but I digress. I didn't really focus on them like I just said. But anyway, the main thing that's good about these is obviously the increased power level gear that it can give you. So before this update, the only way to get an increase in power level 140 plus was to do the OLT and the raid, but now you can do mission chains from these missions, which is a really good way to implement a variety in getting this type of gear, especially now. But you can, for the most part, play these events offline. Like, you can complete these mission chains offline, at least it seems. There are some ones that, you know, require multiple people playing, but that is what it is. You know, it's mainly supposed to be an online co-op game, which isn't an issue in my eyes. But as you can see, when you go over a mission chain, it'll say if the reward that you're getting is a superior reward or not, and the superior reward indicates that it's going to be an increased power level gear, because that is the same indication that it has on the raid. So I haven't obviously completed every single mission chain yet because it's a lot, but it looks like if you were specifically focusing on one hero, there are 10 different mission chains you can do for this Tachyon Anomaly event. And besides the daily mission, I think I'm not even including the daily mission in those 10, but besides the daily mission, they were all listed as giving a superior reward. So in theory, that means if you were focusing on upgrading one hero's power, you could upgrade their power by, I think, at least 2, because there's 10 of them and you get at least one normal piece of gear and one minor artifact from doing it. So I think you could probably power up your hero by at least 2 if you were focusing on that hero specifically. Now, I also hope that it works the same way as the raid and the OLT, where like it detects what slot of gear that you need an increased in power for, but that is left to be seen. I haven't tested that quite yet. And then with the overall mission chain, like for example, for the Tachyon Anomaly event, the main overall mission chain is called just the Tachyon Anomaly, and you can see in the rewards, not only does it list a superior reward, but it says a roster reward. So no matter who you complete that mission chain with, you get an increased power level 140 plus gear with every single person in your roster, and that is a really big deal. And I just the way they went about this event update, I really can't applaud them enough. I think it's a fantastic change. And I also, even though it's not as big of a deal as the 140 plus, I do gotta mention that I like the way the mission chains are set up now, because obviously before this, they revolved around individual heroes. So like Spider-Man would have a Cosmic Threat mission chain, Hawkeye would have one for him, and so on and so forth. But this time they changed it so it's not individual heroes, but it's like different missions. So there's one in regards to vaults, there's one in regards to villain sectors and hives, and I really like that they did that, because not only does it make it so you can complete any of them with any hero and get any hero's power up that you want to focus on, but it also makes it so they're adding a diversity kind of layer into how you play, so it doesn't feel as repetitive as you're doing it. So I really like the entire overhaul of the ongoing events, and I think they just did a really good job with it. So bravo for that, honestly. So the next thing that I'll talk about, which is probably just as good as a change in my opinion, that I've been kind of talking about what they need to do with it for some time now, and they didn't originally cover it in the original blog where they detailed what was coming in Update 2.4, so I didn't actually cover it then, but they retroactively talked about about it after I had already made my video, so I didn't have a chance to go back and fix it. But the priority mission actually resets daily now instead of weekly, which I think is a great change. I would rather them do this for the priority mission at least than like have it reset weekly, but you can do it per hero. I think this is just as good of a change. It doesn't really bother me whether it's one or the other. I just think the priority mission resetting daily was a change that needed to happen, because a lot of the very good hero set gear comes from the priority mission, in my opinion. So now that you can run it more than once a week, that's just, again, fantastic decision. And now this change was undercover. I really don't think they actually mentioned it anywhere, but some people picked up on it pretty quickly because it is a game changer, in my opinion. It is a very big game changer to some builds out there, and that's that for Iron Man, the Hulkbuster can now apply status effect damage, and I just think that is an extreme game changer, because before, Hulkbuster could not apply status effect damage, so the Hulkbuster didn't really feel like you were doing anything with it, which is unfortunate, because, you know, it's the Hulkbuster. You should be feeling like you're doing a lot of damage inside of it. And now that you can apply status effect, the amount of Hulkbuster builds that are going to come out are going to be insane, because now that you'll be able to apply a battery effect with the Hulkbuster is going to be really, really good. Like, I'm just telling you that straight up now. The Hulkbuster is going to be severely, severely good, and I can't wait to actually try to get a build surrounding the Hulkbuster, especially with all of the perks that have been coming out now as well, where it increases the damage to Hulkbuster here and there by like 20% on different pieces of gear. Like, the Hulkbuster builds are going to be really, really good. And it wouldn't be a proper review if I didn't talk about the glitches that are in it right now. So I actually personally, surprisingly, and I'm probably jinxing myself now because I'm making this review pretty soon after the update comes out, but I haven't personally encountered any big glitches yet. However, I have heard of at least one going around in the community on Twitter. And again, I haven't experienced it yet because I haven't played with people that I do not know. So apparently when you try to matchmake with people you do not know, it is just all sorts of messed up and not working. I honestly don't know what the ins and outs of the issue is, but all that I've been seeing from people is that matchmaking with other people is not working. As I'm making this video, I'm making it actually the night before it's coming out. As I'm making this video, I don't know if they've fixed it yet. I don't know if they've fixed it by the time I've put it out. So, but that is something that I'm seeing is attached to this update right now. So what I'm going to do when I rate it is I'm going to give it an automatic 8 out of 10 because of no tangible content. So when something doesn't have new tangible content, what I mean by that is like something that's actually different. So like if they were to input like a MODOK villain sector or something like that, or just a new enemy or a new type of stage, then I would move it beyond the 8 out of 10 and I'd give it the potential to be a 10 out of 10 update. But because there's no tangible content, automatically it cannot go beyond an 8 out of 10 for me because they need more tangible content at some point. And obviously because of the glitch, which again, I have not encountered it and I don't necessarily know what the issue with it is, but I'm hearing from a lot of people that matchmaking is just all sorts of busted when you try to play with a random person. So because of that issue, I'm going to go ahead and just subtract 1 because you don't have to play the game online. I know for people who don't have people who they can play with, you know, they might not be able to do the OLT in the raid, which does suck. However, you know, you have this brand new shiny event system where you can upgrade your power level from that until they fix it. So it's not that big of a deal, I guess, for right now, unless it becomes a sustained problem over time. So I am going to subtract 1 though, and in total I'm going to say this was a 7 out of 10 update. It really is solid. Like, I loved what they did with the priority mission. The overhaul of the event system I think was fantastic, and the fact that the Hulkbuster can now apply status effect damage is a game changer. So I'm honestly surprised with how good this update was. I wasn't expecting myself to like it so much, especially with there not being new tangible content yet. But the next update 2.5 will have Jane Foster. We can probably, don't quote me on like anything specific because I don't know, obviously, first and foremost, but if they were trying to release Jane Foster coinciding with Thor Love and Thunder releases on July 8th, so we can probably expect Jane Foster around that time, either slightly before or slightly after. My money is probably on slightly after, but it remains to be seen. Regardless, the next update that's going to come, like a full patch number, like, you know, 2.5, not 2.4.1. There's a possible that they could put that out to patch some stuff, but like the next big update, 2.5, will have tangible content in the form of Jane Foster, and who knows what else they're going to put in that update. So comment down below what you thought of update 2.4 in Marvel's Avengers, and if you enjoyed this video today, feel free to like and subscribe for future Marvel content, and I appreciate you for watching the video.